What's up? It's been too long. I don't know why I haven't filmed a video. I think I got stuck in some procrastination rut. I mean, these last 2 months I've been really busy with school. I'm in my junior year of college, and it's kind of like one of the busiest semesters I've ever had, with group projects and lots of things splitting my time with. I have 2 jobs right now, and so life's been busy. But I've missed making videos. I've missed talking to you guys about music and just getting my thoughts out of my head. So I'm excited to talk to you guys. I'm gonna kind of rapid fire through July, August, and September and hone in a little bit more on what I listened to in October. But it's been a great last couple months of music. I found a lot of cool artists and I'm excited to talk about them. So let's just go. So recapping July's songs, I'm just gonna talk about it and just get it go over with super quick. I dove into Jon Bellion's discography. If you don't know who Jon Bellion is, you might recognize the song All Time Low.
At an all-time.
It was pretty popular when his album The Human Condition came out back in like 2017, I think, 16, 17, somewhere in there. Can't remember off the top of my head. Great song, and I kind of just dove into all of his discography. I had a 3-hour car ride and listened to some of his older mixtapes. He also is a really popular songwriter. He's written songs, I have it pulled up here on my computer. He's written songs for Maroon 5, Justin Bieber, Eminem, Rihanna, Camila Cabello, Miley Cyrus, or some of like his most streamed songs on Spotify. He's just very versatile. He's very smart, very entertaining. I love his YouTube videos where he shows the making of how he made some of his songs. But case in point with Jon Bellion, his album Father Figure came out, and I listened to that probably all July. That's like all I listened to, and I don't regret it. It was great. It was awesome. The couple months now with hindsight, like I still listen to those songs. I still listen to his discography here and there, but I don't go back to it as much. I feel like Jon's music is really good. Like I'm not discrediting it at all, but it's almost hard to listen to over and over again, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe it's just because when you find a song, you listen to it a ton for that first week or two, and then it kind of just slowly fizzles because you find something new and you listen to that over and over again. So maybe that's just what happened, but I have nothing but respect for Jon Bellion. He did a podcast with Behind the Wall, which is a really cool podcast where Daniel Wall interviews people, usually artists or producers, and Jon kind of counts as both. And they just had a great conversation, and I just really respect Jon as a person. He seems like a great family man and Christian, and so highly respect him and what he's doing. So check out Jon Bellion's discography if you want something new, creative, and you can definitely tell he's a musical mastermind and is a genius, lyrically and sonically. So check out Jon. Some of my favorite songs from Father Figure, the most recent album. Probably what's my favorite song? It's really hard to hammer down because they're all so different and so good for different reasons. That's so hard to say. I think Kid Again probably is my favorite.
I am a kid again. I could do anything. I am a kid again.
Yeah, same thing.
I could do anything.
It was like the first single that came out and is really good. I love Wash as well. I think that was one of the first songs that like hit really good for me. Super like interesting lyrical delivery, but the last like minute of that with these violins and like cellos swelling and these strings and Jon's vocals swelling there too, it's beautiful, and it's like a beautiful love song to his wife. Moving on, I listened to Justin Bieber's new album Swag. That came out as well in July, and I haven't really been a big Bieber fan in the past. I obviously like Baby, when Baby came out, I was around and alive, and I remember that song playing a ton. But I haven't like followed him a ton, like as a listener really since then. But heard his popular singles here and there. But nothing, no like bad things I've felt like towards the J Biebs. But I've enjoyed this album. I listened to all of it. There were some. I feel like the last half of the album was not very good at all, but the first half was solid. Daisies is really popular. You've probably heard it. I think it's pretty solid. It's good. I really like Yukon as well. Yukon was pretty popular. That was fun to listen to. Walking Away was probably one of the other songs in the album that stood out to me the most. All I Can Take he literally sounds like Michael Jackson, which is not a bad thing. That's a compliment. Very interesting sonic delivery, and the way he is on that, the beat just sounds exactly like Michael Jackson. So I guess jumping forward to, he released Swag 2, and I haven't listened to a ton of the songs from there, but I really like Speed Demon, is with the first song on there, and Love Song is really solid too. So some good stuff from Justin Bieber. I feel like Swag 1 and 2 were kind of just thrown out there real quick. I know he had some like legal issues with getting his music rights and stuff, and so I feel like this was just kind of a celebratory release in a way and not like a polished record, if that makes sense. So I'm excited to see what he's able to do in the future. Yeah, hopefully Jay Biebs keeps standing on business. Hopefully it's clocking. You know what I'm saying? All right, those were kind of the two big like albums or artists that I listen to the most, Jay Biebs and Jon Bellion. Some other songs in July, I'm just like kind of looking at my playlist and some songs that stand out to me that I've still listened to or that are notable. Switching into some EDM music, which I don't feel like I listen to as much anymore as I used to in the past. What You Got by Virtual Riot and Viper Active is solid stuff, good stuff, very good. The Happy Return released Is the Season Changing in July, solid single from their now released album actually. I'll talk about that in a second. All That I Need was released by Maverick City Music, Dante Bowe, and Graham. Super cool, like Christian song. I feel like Christian pop music is really on the rise with like Forrest Frank and stuff. I don't dislike it. I think it can be a little cringy sometimes, but this song by Graham and this Christian, like I think it's a Christian group, from what I can tell, was really catchy and cool, and I liked the message that is like the Christian message that was in that song. Oh, When You're Not Around by Bad Computer and Roy Knox. Listen to that a lot. I think it's pretty solid. I made a reaction video to it. So that was like, I think the only video I posted in July. So yeah, not too bad. I feel like now in hindsight, I don't listen to it a ton, but it's still solid. It's Bad Computer. That's basically all I need to say. Yeah, that was all July. Let's hop into August. Gates by Just a Gent and Slowboy. I actually just listened to this in the car, and I can verify that it is a banger. It is, I was thinking about what I could say about it actually in the car. It is organized chaos. This song is wild. It took definitely a lot of listens to like figure out what the heck was going on. This song is definitely not for everybody. And I don't know how I like it, really. I feel like all the songs just work together so well, and like the blah, blah, it just works so well and like ties it all together. It's totally organized chaos. It's a wild song, but I really like it. It's catchy. It's only 2 minutes and 36 seconds, so it's pretty quick. It's cool. Just a Gent's hit or miss for me, and I know Slowboy has been pretty kind of on the rise. I'll talk a little bit more about him in a little bit. He's collaborating with a lot of artists that I listen to, so that's how I'm learning more about him. Calm Me Down by Quinn 52 was solid. His album came out and it's super chill and laid back, like big Jack Johnson vibes, which is a total win. Not a bad thing at all. I've listened to Quinn since high school as well, and off and on, and I feel like he's always solid. And it's interesting how Quinn 92 and Justin Bieber, Jon Bellion are all like in their dad era now. They're like married, and it's just fun to kind of hear them now talking about their like loves of the love of their wives and the love for their kids. It's just kind of fun and interesting, like listening to Quinn for this long. It's just fun to hear him now like talking about loving his wife and loving his daughter. It's just cute. Helium by the Chainsmokers, pretty solid. I don't feel like this one's like amazing. Fun trap. I feel like the Chainsmokers are super hit or miss, but this one was cool. If You Know, You Know by San Holo featuring Amanda Joy also came out in August. I like this one. I feel like this is a lot more bright, sounding more like older San Holo than some of the earlier singles for his rhythm phase. The lyrics for this song were kind of meh. I didn't really understand what the message was. Like the lyrics really didn't make any sense. And then she just said, if you know, you know. And I was like, I don't know. So maybe I'm just missing some. It's very bright and airy, which I expected San Holo's rhythm to sound like. So this was like kind of fitting that vibe a little bit more than some of the earlier singles. Great Pretender by Dominic Fike was a single I listened to a lot and still listen to pretty often. I'm really into like indie pop right now. And there was another one too. Oh yeah, Sandman's pretty good too. Yeah, Great Pretender and Sandman. Dominic Fike, I've listened to Dominic Fike since the early days of his, like when Three Nights came out. If you know that song, you might recognize it. Moving on to September. A single by Slowboy and Bad Computer came out called Illusion. Banger. Bad Computer's on it. It's usually a banger. I don't know what it is. Like, I like to think I'm not like instantly gonna always like a song by an artist. Bad Computer always hits. Like, it's almost every time. it just works. It's something about the sounds he uses or something. It just, chef's kiss every time. Had this song on repeat a ton. This one's probably one of the standouts, is a Coldplay by Kid Laroi. I feel bad for the brother. I don't like these girls breaking this man's heart, but whenever he makes happy songs, I just don't feel like they're as good. But then he makes these sad songs about getting his heart broken, and it's just great. So I don't know if I should say thank you to Tate McRae and every other girl in the past, but thanks, I guess. Because when this man is sad, he makes banging good music. This song is so good. If you have been listening while following this channel for a while, you know, last year he also had like 2 acoustic more songs that were also pretty sad, and were in my like top 10 or top 15 favorite songs of last year. So don't break this man's heart anymore. I hope he finds happiness, but selfishly, I guess not, because he just keeps making good music when he's sad and his heart's broken. So Rex Orange County is an artist I should dive more into his discography more. I've listened to some of it, and like I really love, one of my favorite songs from him is Amazing from his Who Cares album back in 2022. And he released a song called Take a Drive, and it's just super great. I love how technical I am when I'm talking about music. Yeah, Take a Drive, I just gave it a listen because I need to have a little bit more of a refresher. The little guitar stringing throughout it, and just the drum beat and his high-pitched like vocals talking about taking a drive, like relaxing, taking it easy. Just fit the vibe really well. Highly recommend that. Nick Fulwarksny, I'm sorry, bro, I don't know how to say your name. He released a single called I'll Be There. It was solid. Not my favorite Nick song. I think Sweat is probably my favorite song still, that I think came out a couple months ago. I'll Be There was solid. Next to Me by Graham was awesome. Fantastic song. I've talked about Graham a lot if you've been following this channel for a while, and I highly recommend. He does release a lot of music pretty often, pretty high quantity, so some of the songs are of lower quality, but every once in a while he just hits his stride, and Next to Me was awesome. Graham usually produces all of his own beats for these songs that are like his singles, and he nailed it on this beat. He nailed the chorus for this song, and it's super sing-alongable. I feel like, do I say that a lot in my videos? Sing-alongable? It's sing-alongable. Okay, Rogue released a song called Perfect. Rogue has been on Monster Cat for a long time. He had a kind of a hiatus for a couple years and didn't release anything. And then he finally dropped this song. I remember hearing this he was doing a YouTube live, and I remember hearing this song, like he was in the, you know, like in the software, like playing this. And I remember being blown away by this song and thinking it was super good. And then it came out, and I remember like, oh, this is the song that he played. And then I heard it again, and I was kind of underwhelmed. So I don't know if something changed or if maybe I had really high expectations. I don't remember. It's still good though. It's good Rogue, and I like that he returned to kind of the bright, bubbly, future-based sound, because that's not as popular anymore. Definitely not as much EDM that I feel like I'm talking about. I just have not really found a much great EDM in my life. I used to follow Monster Cat super religiously, like every week I was listening to every song that came out, but I just don't really do that anymore. I watch like recap videos of like all the songs that came out that month, and if something sticks out to me, then I might go listen to it. But if I don't follow the artist myself anymore, I'm just not really checking out new EDM artists as much. But anyway, if you have any good ideas, let me know. Drop it down below. The Happy Return released another single for their upcoming album. It's out now. It called The Architect. Great song. This is probably my favorite single that has come out for their upcoming album. Super catchy. The chorus is awesome. I love the harmonies, and it's just super fun. A+ for The Architect. And I listened to Love Song by Justin Bieber as well. All right, we're jumping into October now. And I can't believe it's November now. Absolutely blowing my mind. From Russ Bucket 1 in my comments, he recommended I listen to Baloo Brigada. He recommended I listen to their new album called Portal. And so I checked it out, and A+ recommendation. Everyone shout out Russ Bucket. Great album. And there are a couple singles that stood out to me the most is definitely So Cold and Sideways. These are just amazing indie pop songs. I love these songs. I could not get enough of So Cold. I listened to that song so much. I love the drums in that song. I don't know what it is. It's that like hi-hat thing. And the guitar is just perfect. I'm a sucker for some good drums. I think drums are probably my favorite instrument. And so I think that's why indie pop and rock and roll music is still like some of my favorite stuff, because the drums are always So good. Really, it's not like this song has crazy drums, So Cold, but it's just good. It's just salad. So shout out Rust Bucket 1. Thank you. Great recommendation, and I highly recommend checking it out because solid songs. Graham released a single called Save Me, banger again. He produced the beat, chorus is banging, and then he released, I think, an EP from it too. And I feel like some of the songs were okay, but Save Me and Next to Me were probably my favorites from that. And then I was listening to Old Dominic Fike. I found Frisky on his Sunburn album. Super fun song. It kind of reminded me of like his older demo songs. Banger. All right, Bennett Coast. I feel like the songs I listened to in October are still what I'm listening to right now. Bennett Coast. I've been listening to a ton of Bennett Coast. It was just on like a radio of Blue Brigada, and so this was a recommended song that played. It was called Now I Know You by Bennett Coast. So good. I love indie pop right now. It's like definitely my favorite genre. If it's not like one of my favorite genres for my Spotify Wrapped, I'm gonna be blown away. Yeah, it's just such a laid back, good vibey song, and I feel like that's how I feel about all these songs by Blue Brigada and Bennett Coast. It's just so nice to just lay back, chill, and vibe. I feel like this genre is one that you can just have in the background and it's just going and you're just chilling and you don't need to have it super loud. But if you want to, you can turn this up super loud and sing along, and I like that about it a lot. So Now I Know You. Listen to old Blue Brigada stuff. Designer is super cool. Listen to a little bit of DeJoe. I don't know how to say it, but that one actor from Stranger Things. I listened to some of his older songs. I need to dive more into discography, but I listened to Personal Lies. I have that on my likes. I liked the super like early, like it sounded like an 80s song to me. I know that's kind of the vibe he goes for as well. Rogue by Bennett Coast. Oh Not Again by Blue Brigada. Bennett Coast released an EP, which was like, oh, I just found you and you just released new music. It's so nice. I've been listening, it's called Fashion for the Morning is the EP. I've been listening to Being There, Allison, and Pressure a lot. Those are still at the top of my liked songs right now, and in the newest songs in my playlist that I added about 6 days ago. I feel like that's what's going on with me right now. I listen to a lot of indie pop and chill out songs and just want to vibe and just hear some drums and guitar, you know, in that indie pop vibe. Some of it's laid back, some of it's a little more upbeat. And then I'm throwing in some Graham, you know, some trap rap here every once in a while. That's Graham trap rap, so kind of not like rap, you know. Some EDM kind of sprinkled in there every once in a while, with some Skrillex or some Virtual Riot or some San Holo or some Clax. That's kind of been what's going on the last couple months in my music world. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry if this was a longer video, just kind of recapping everything that I've been listening to in the last couple months, but it's been super fun to talk again to you guys. I hope you're doing so good. Reach out to me in the comments. I love talking to you guys and chatting about music. So that's why I created this channel. And it's almost been a year, I think, since I made this channel too. I think it's been a year. That's crazy. Wow, time flies. Dang, that's wild. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Check out some more of my videos if you want to see what else I've been listening to over the last year. And I'll catch you later.